What is going on, everybody? It's your boy John D. Saunders, and I've got an awesome tool for you to use today. A lot of you marketers most likely know about this tool. This is how we create content on a daily basis that resonates with our consumer, goes viral, and creates engagement based on existing content of competitors. So anytime we're writing a new blog, we never try and think of what would work. We most likely will go to BuzzSumo or we'll do a Google search for content that's already ranking on Google that has resonated with the consumer. So for example, if you go to buzzsumo.com, by the way, it is free for a few searches. However, they will query you to charge if you're doing more so. So this is a great starting tool to begin with. I'll show you how to do it through Google search as well. So ultimately today, I'm going to show you how to create great content based on what already works so that you ensure that your content is going to get engagement, right? So if I go here and I do a search for example, financial gurus, I own a financial literacy blog called blackwallet.org where we provide financial literacy for urban millennials. So we like to create content that will resonate with the consumer that we know has a viral component. So in this example, I did a search for financial gurus. I looked at the top performing articles, and the great thing about BuzzSumo, it will actually aggregate all this content based on searches. So at the top, you'll see the most shared content, right? This one had 2,900 Facebook engagements. This one had 2,700. This is actually our piece of content here. And so what we did was we wanted to do an article on financial gurus because we saw that it was doing really well on Google search. So if I do financial gurus of color, right, there was an article that NerdWallet had that had some really great shared components. So what we did was we took a lot of that information and leveraged it in our blog, right? So I took the info that I could from here. Now, you don't necessarily copy that, right? You just look at the formatting, you look at the page, you look at the layout and what they're doing, and then you create content that piggybacks on that and makes it even better. So if you go here, you have 12 African-American financial gurus to follow in 2018, right? And then they have the breakdown here. As you can see, there's info here, right? Now, what we wanted to do was improve this content. So what we did was we created a blog. Instead of using 12, we used 16, right? So now we have more information. And then we added images and alt text with information on each person and multiple backlinks to their site. So not only do you get an image of that person, you get images, links to their Instagram, links to their personal website, and then you also get links to any other links that we wanted to include in there. You also have an image for each person as well. So we made this a very robust blog and it worked out tenfold. We had over 20,000 views on that specific piece of content with over 2,800 shares. So I know I'm going off on tangent, but essentially I wanted to show you this so that you can start to generalize ideas, right? So for example, let's say you have a food blog, right? And you don't know what to write about. Let's do avocado recipe, right? Now, once that loads, give it a sec to load up. I'm going to look at the content that's gone viral, and then I can piggyback off that content, right? So this is 142,000 shares on Facebook, 211,000 shares on Pinterest. This is insane, right? So I can go here and I can actually open this link in a new tab to take a look at this blog. Now, what my idea is to look at this blog and see the types of things that I can emulate. You never, ever want to copy content directly. However, you can look at that content and get ideas on how you can make content that improves upon this with a new blog. So as you can see, it's an avocado chip recipe. They have a video, which is great. They have the prep time, bio time, right? This is a great post. Now, you can piggyback off of this by creating a blog that says 10 keto avocado chip recipes. And then you can create an aggregate of all these different recipes. You can show attribution to the original bloggers. And I guarantee you that content will get massive shares. So essentially by just typing in avocado recipe, I have tons of content ideas that I could piggyback off of, right? It's a no-brainer and it's really, really easy to use. Now, if you can't necessarily allocate funds to using BuzzSumo right now, there are alternatives. Of course, you could do a Google search. Let's do avocado recipes. And you can piggyback off the content that ranks at the top on page 1. So this one has 53 avocado recipes. That one will take pretty detailed. This one has 50. This one, excuse me. So just by looking at organic search, you can look at the content that's resonating. Now, if you have Keywords Everywhere installed, which is a plugin that I mentioned a little bit earlier, you can start to piggyback off of these keywords and include these keywords in your content. And I know I'm starting to go into the weeds a little bit, but essentially, I just want to get across that you can use existing content, do searches, do competitive research to find out what's resonating, and piggyback on that content using tools like BuzzSumo and Keywords Everywhere. Guys, I hope that helped, and I will see you in a few. Let's talk soon.